Hello YouTube, Chester Boyer, and welcome to day 9 of Primus. And today we take a look at the deluxe class Micronus Prime for Transformers Age of the Primes. So out of the box, you get the following. You get Micronus Prime himself, his artifact, the Chimera Stone, and his unicycle. Or, I'm sorry, unibike, I should say. So, without further ado, let's take a look at these two bits first. So let's take a look at these two figures up close and personal. We're going to start with his artifact, the Chimera Stone. Or I think it's the Chimera Stone. Is it Chimera or Chimera? It might be Chimera. You can see it's just nothing too crazy about this artifact, but of course we got Micronus' insignia in the middle. It does looks like a fan if you look at it. But yeah, but also in Transformers lore, this is basically is like a power conduit sort of type of thing. So yeah, nothing too crazy. Though this is one of the pieces that can easily get lost, so be careful. Yeah. So now let's take a look at Micronus Prime himself. So you can see his roll-up mode design is supposed to look like his appearance in the 2015 Robots in Disguise cartoon, as evident by the cartoonish-looking face. So, yeah. And as you can tell, yes, he is a minicon, literally. So, yeah. You can see it's done in nice light blue plastic, and it's clear, which, yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah, pretty nice little molding there. So, I guess here's a head design up close personal, so there you go. Now, the one thing that's a little concerning about this is that that there's a ball joint that's attached to clear plastic, which, yes, the legs are clear plastic, which does kind of worries a lot of people because clear plastic is easy to break if you don't handle it long enough, carefully enough. So, but thankfully, this guy does transform into a minicon panel or minicon disc. So, yeah. And out of the way, we get. Oh, by the way, you can plug the Chimera Stone onto the back like this if you want to. So it's not going anywhere. So, yeah, pretty cool. But we're gonna remove this for now, and then we're gonna transform this guy into its minicon panel, into the minicon panel. So we're gonna twist the head around like this, so the hole is facing out, and then we're gonna flip the arms up like this, and you're gonna fold them down like this, and these will fold in on themselves like this. So like that. And then take the legs here, and you're going to twist them like this. And this one here, twist like this. And peg them together like this. And there you have Micronus Prime in his minicon panel form. That's what it is. It's just a minicon. It's a minicon panel seen in Transformers Armada. Well, actually, not quite. It's actually just in a different shape. It was kind of like a, I think it's like a hexagonal shape or pentagon shape. So, yeah, I mean, hey, at least it's got the minicon symbol on the front. So, yeah, which makes sense because, hey, Micronus Prime is the first ever minicon created by Primus, I should say. So, which makes sense. He's also the shortest of the Primes. So, yeah. Now, the only minor bit I have is that maybe because this is a QC issue, but the bottom part of this panel mode doesn't come together. Yeah, you can see. I mean, thankfully, it does not interfere with the transformation for Micronus Prime, well, the rest of them. So, yeah. So, out further away, let's bring in the bike that he comes with. All right, so here is the unibike, the unicycle or unibike, whatever, that Micronus Prime comes with. Now, before I go any further, I forgot to show off the instructions here a little bit. You can see here, just like on the box, it does show the artifact name in Agent Autobot or Cybertronian. It says Chimera Stone right there. So, yeah, I forgot to point that out. So, there you go. All right, so let's take a look at the bike that it comes with. Again, very nice design, very unique, I'll say. Got this nice one rotating wheel, which, again, that's pretty cool, I'll say. Of course, got the nice window shield detail. Of course, we got the handlebars there. Of course, we've got the exhaust pipes here, which... Now, this thing does not have a real kickstand, so you have to use what you could tell, yeah, they're going to become the arms of Micronus Prime. You have to use these as kickstands, so But this, if you've seen the the press photos, they're supposed to look like this, like doing this, doing all crazy stunts like that. So yeah. So yeah, again, nicely detailed, especially the piping here and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty cool. So yeah. Now what you can do with this is that you can actually put Micronus Prime onto the bike. So I got Micronus Prime here all transformed and ready. So, and it's pretty simple really. So what you do is you're going to fold the forearms like this. So kind of like this. And basically, you just plug them onto the sides like this. So let's plug one arm in, plug one arm in here as well. Get them all situated. Now, you can pose them in, you can pose the legs in any way you want. I mean, they're showing like he's standing like this. But I'm just going to fold them in like this, like kind of like this. I mean, let's be real. It is kind of tricky to put a figure onto a motorcycle or a unicycle in this case. Just make his legs spread out like that, I guess. So yeah. So there you go. So you have Micronus riding on his bike. So yeah, pretty neat. It's pretty cool. A little silly, but hey, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So yeah. So yeah, fancy dancy. So yeah. Now with that out of the way, let's get into the transformation. All right, let's transform this guy into its robot mode. So we're gonna go ahead and get this guy into its minicom panel mode. So just pull the legs out like that. Fold the arms in. Just fold the legs in themselves. There we go. And we'll put this guy to the side. And you have the Chimera stone attached to Micronus, remove it. So there you go. Now, when we first saw this guy, when we first saw official press photos before this guy was released, we don't know like how that apparently the wheel actually becomes the legs. I was like, what kind of sorcery is this? Well, little they know, this guy is advertised as a weaponizer, which basically means it's a parts former. When I first saw, oh, this guy's going to be a weaponizer, which means, oh, this is a parts former. I guess people may be disappointed with it, but disappointment aside, this is actually pretty good. So don't worry. Okay, so you remove the arms here like that, and you flip these panels up like this. Now, for the wheel bit, you're gonna flip out one of the stokes like this, and then you carefully unpeg the other one like this. Okay, just gotta be careful here. Just like that. And we'll put the wheel off the side. And we're going to come in here and you're going to push what was the seat up like this. And you're going to flip out these green pieces like that and fold it back down like this. And we're going to go ahead and flip out these silver pieces here, out down like that. And we'll go ahead and flip up this head here. So just like that. Put that to the side. Now come to the wheel here. Now, I'm going to flip these out like that. You're going to split the wheel in half like this. And there's a peg here, which, again, that's for the weaponizer gimmick, which we'll get to that later. You're going to fold these down. And you can see there's actually these two panels here, which become knee pads, which you can see like that. You can see that they fold in like that. And we're going to fold this peg back in. And we're going to rotate these like this. So make sure you're looking at the smaller pins. And now these two pegs right here, you're going to flip them back like this. So make sure that these two pegs are facing with these two pins right here. The bigger side like that. And they come under here and flip this panel up, and this will become the feet. So just like that. There we go, just like that. And we'll go in here and bring this in, and this is going to peg onto like that. So just like that. And then we'll go ahead and put in Micronus Prime into this armor here, like that. And we'll go and close the chest here, like this. And then we're going to plug the arms on. So I'll make sure that the thumbs are in the correct position. So just like that. Put one on here and plug the other arm on here like this. And last but not least, to complete this, we're going to put in the Chimera stone into the chest. And there you have Micronus Prime in robot mode. So here's Micronus Prime in its robot mode. Again, very, very cool. I mean, love the color scheme here. Nice teal green. Got some silver paint here for the shoulders and the waist. And yeah, pretty nice. Pretty nice. Now, of course, for the visor too as well. Now, obviously, if you look at the design of the armor here, it's supposed to be based off the Apex armor seen in the Transformers Prime cartoon, with some influences from the Pretender toy line. So, yeah. Now, I need to apologize, and I know people are going to say this in the comments, but I know this is called the mini combat, but this is actually called a disc mode. So I'm going to refer to this as disc mode. So I apologize. So I should have thought that sooner, but there you go. All right, so here's Micronus Prime. We have nice detailing here. So, okay, nice details here. Not much going on. Just pictures worth 1,000 words. So, yeah. I think that's pretty much it. Now, the only gripe I have with this thing, of course, I know a lot of people do have a gripe with this, is that these panels here, which you attach to the wheel, get in the way. And if you want to, in order to pose this thing, because you can see if you try to pose this arm back, this thing does get in the way. And unfortunately, you cannot remove these. So do not attempt to remove these. You're gonna break this thing. You're gonna break this thing. So yeah. So articulation. The head does now the head's on a ball joint blade. It does rotate side to side a little bit. It's just a little bit tight on mine, so, but it's possible. Now the arms, they can fall all the way out. They can swing all the way around, but they can swing all the way back. But again, like I said, this piece right here gets in the way. You got a bicep swivel here, elbow joint, and of course, yes, it does have a wrist swivel. And it's interesting on a double mushroom peg. Interesting. So. Now, you can't make this guy hold on to something because you can see there's like a little extra piece of plastic there, which that's intended, that's intentional. So basically, why does he need a gun? Why does he need to hold a gun? He has like gun fingers. Or actually, I need to answer that question again. Why does he need to hold a gun or a blaster if he already has gun fingers? So yeah, or if you want, you can plug something onto the forearm if you wish. Now, because of the way how this thing combines, there is no waist articulation. Because of the way how the legs attach into the armor, but there is some hip articulation to compensate for it. So like they go up to the front, they can go all the way sort of to the back, all the way to the side, swivel. There's a knee joint, and of course there is an ankle joint. In case you're wondering, yes, there is an ankle joint. So yes, that's which is good. So you can get this guy to some poses, but. Again, because of the way how it combines, there is no waist swivel, unfortunately, because of the way how the gimmick works. So, a little unfortunate, but not a big deal breaker. All right, so aside from Micronus becoming a mech suit for the robot mode, this guy is a weaponizer, and it was advertised as such. So, for starters, we're going to remove the arms, which will become, of course, cannons or guns. If you tri-build guns, if you wish. Put those to the side. Then we're going to split open the chest, and we're going to remove Micronus Prime himself for them to the side. Remove the legs, and go and close this up. And actually, let's fold away the head. There you go. Actually, we'll leave this open like this and fold these back up. So there you go. All right. So for the legs, of course, if you've seen already, this can become a shield. So, oh wait. So fold this peg out and leave it out like that. And then fold this in. Okay, this is the most confusing bit about the legs. Is how to make the wheel. Oh wait, that's right. Make sure you fold in the toes. Make sure you fold the toes in first, and then flip these up. So make sure you do that. So make sure to fold the toes in first, and then fold these up. That way the wheel can be formed properly. So there we go, just like that. Well, what were the knee guards? And there you go. That is the shield. Arms are already done. And that's pretty much it for this one. So let's bring in a few of my previous Prime figures I've took a look at in the past couple days. All right, so there's a couple examples you could do with the Micronus Prime weaponizer parts. So for PRIMEma, you can give him the shield if you wish. You could just plug onto his arm, and that just came undone. All right, there we go. Then Micronus, you could just make the arms into like, shoulder cannons. So if you wish, just pull this down and then plug these onto the back like this. So you can do that. And for Alphatron, I guess you could just make sure you remove the Covenant book that I've already removed off camera, and just plug this onto the back as like a backpack or something. So there you go. Just some examples we could do. Now, in the instructions of Micronus Prime, they do show all of his parts attached to one of the Aerobot figures named Fireflight, which of course I do not own that figure. So yeah, but here's some examples. But you could use it. You could put these weapon parts onto other figures. So not just Fireflight. Just the ones you see on the instructions. So there you go. There's your example. So overall, Micronus Prime is highly recommended if you're a fan of the character himself, and if you want to add your figure to this figure to your Age of the Primes collection, and if you want to achieve your goal of, or to say one step closer to getting all 13 primes. A lot of fun, and the weaponizer gimmick is pretty fun. I know not a lot of people are not a fan of the fact that this is a parts former, which I can understand that because because even though I will say that it's pretty unique that the legs becoming the wheel, forming the wheel, and the wheel can spin on its own thanks to these parts here, which is pretty cool. Don't get me wrong, I like that. I'll say it's unique too, which from Hasbro, so that's pretty cool. Now, the only sacrifice that, of course, Hasbro has to make is that in order for the legs to plug in, they have to sacrifice the waist movement. Not a deal breaker, in my opinion. So, at least you can still, twist the from the thighs and stuff like that. So that's all. Of course, I already brought that out in my early in the video. So yeah. So of course, I just shown up that you can actually patch these parts of Micronus onto other figures, like I've shown earlier. So I'll have to point that out again. So, yeah. So, yeah. That's really all I gotta say all about this figure. It's a deluxe class, so this is gonna be like, yeah, this is deluxe class. So, yeah. That's all I gotta say about this figure. So, if you're a fan of this character, then I do recommend picking this guy up. Of course, I got this guy from Amazon, so just want to point that out. So there you go. That's all I gotta say. So this concludes day 9 of PRIMEmas. And tomorrow, we're going to take a look at the War for Cybertron Siege Optimus Prime figure. So thanks for watching. Like what you saw, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon next to it. You can follow my Twitter /X and like my Facebook page. Links in the description below. And with that, I'll catch you tomorrow.